Should Bears fans still be expecting a breakthrough? Today, I want to talk about why I believe the Bears will bounce back. The season is far from over. And today, I want to go ahead and discuss why the Bears can beat the Cowboys on Sunday and turn this season around over the next 4 to 5 weeks. What's up, guys? We've had over 48 hours now to process the smackdown that happened in Detroit. And I have plenty of reasons to be positive today. Look, a new coaching staff always takes time to get things fully clicking. Some start out much hotter, but a lot of great coaches have struggled early on, especially when their team is rebuilding. Even Dan Campbell's Lions started without a win for his first 11 games as head coach, but he got it going after that and the team was hot. I think right now, this loss on Sunday hurts a lot more because of two things. One is how badly we lost the game against the Lions. We got beat down. But the second reason is it made that Vikings loss sting even worse. If we would have held on in that game and beat the Vikings last week, this game would have been just another loss, and we'd be sitting here at 1-1. Instead, we have one game where we outplayed the other team and found a way to lose. And the other game, we just got dominated on all three phases of the game. Nobody wants to be 0-2 in the NFL, but starting out with back-to-back losses in the NFC North against division opponents is even worse. But getting blown out and humiliated while also falling to 0-2 is difficult to process. The Bears now started out 0-2 with both of their losses coming against NFC North opponents. We are down bad right now, but the season is far from over. And I believe this team has enough talent to turn things around, and the loss on Sunday will humble our young roster and our new head coach. They will not quit on Ben Johnson, and this roster is not ready to give up on the season. We still have 16 weeks and 15 games left to play, and I still believe that Ben Johnson is the right head coach for the job. I think he will get the most out of Caleb Williams going forward. The early bye week is going to help, but the Bears have 3 to 4 winnable games coming up, and they really have a chance to turn things around. We play the Cowboys this Sunday, the Raiders next week. Then we get a bye week and 2 weeks to prepare for Jaden Daniels, who's actually hurt right now. But a big if here, guys. But if this team can win the next two games, heading into the bye week at 2-2, how would you feel then? I believe that we can beat the Cowboys this Sunday. Will it be an easy game? No, it won't. But it should be a game that we have a chance to win. If we can win this game and get some momentum, I believe we could also follow that up with a win against the Raiders. They look terrible on Monday Night Football. We at least need to win one of these next two games, though. We simply cannot go into the bye week at 0-4. To me, that would pretty much mean that the season is over at that point. The first two games of the season, the Bears played playoff teams from 2024. Over the next four games, we only face one playoff team from last year. So the Bears' next four games are all very winnable, and this is their chance to turn the season around. I believe the Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, and Saints are all teams that we could beat. Can we get to 4-2, or can we at least be 3-3 after 6 weeks? These next two games will really tell us what kind of team we have right now. The Cowboys are 1-1, and they struggled to beat one of the worst teams in football. They needed overtime to beat the Giants on Sunday, and the Cowboys' defense is led by Matt Eberflus, and right now it looks pretty awful. Then we play the Raiders after that. They're 1-1, and they look terrible on Monday night. They are not a bad team, but they're nowhere near one of the NFL's best either, and they're a team that we should have a chance to beat. Geno Smith threw 0 TDs and 3 interceptions against the Chargers. But then we have 2 weeks to prepare for the Commanders. Right now, they're a 1-1 team, but I believe they're a bit overrated. They struggle stopping the run, and they needed a last-second Hail Mary to beat a Matt Eberflus coach Bears team last year. This is another game, even though the Commanders went to the NFC Championship last year, this is a team I think we have a chance to beat. And then in week 6, we go against the Saints. And I believe they're one of the NFL's worst teams. They do not have a quarterback right now. Spencer Rattler's played okay, but this is the 4th straight game the Bears should have a chance to win. Right now, we're 0-2, and it feels like the season is slipping away. But it really comes down to how Ben Johnson can get these guys to respond over the next month of the season. 4 games in 5 weeks, and they're all winnable games. The goal here should be to go 4-2, but even being 3-3 would be acceptable. Right now, it's hard to imagine this team beating anyone. With how they played on Sunday against the Lions, it's tough to picture that. But remember, the NFL is a league where a team can look terrible one week and then awesome the next, especially depending on the matchup. If Ben Johnson is the coach that I believe he is, he should have these guys ready to go. To me, I feel the same way a lot of fans do. I've gotten a lot of comments about people wanting to give up after being a fan for 50 plus years. To me, that's part of the reason why I made this channel. I knew these few years were going to be rough, and that's why I've been optimistic. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. After 2 weeks this year, it kind of does feel like that light is slipping away, but I still see it. And I still feel like this team is on the verge of a breakthrough. And once we break through, things really will be different. I'd say give this team at least 4 more weeks. But trust me, I know how you guys feel, especially the people that are mad right now. We all cope a little bit differently. For me, I try to search for the positives. And honestly, I've been a negative Bears fan most of my life, and I'm tired of being negative. I'm also tired of losing. But let me say this about Ryan Poles. I do believe in the process that he's taken building this team. Being conservative in free agency, writing smart contracts, and stockpiling draft picks to build through the draft. However, that doesn't mean I agree with all of his draft picks or his free agent signings. Quite frankly, his misses are piling up, and worse than that, worse than the misses, guys, the biggest thing is that his hits are not making enough of an impact on the football field. Guys like Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick, Darnell Wright, number 10 overall, Jaquan Brisker and Luther Burden, second rounders, and Colston Loveland, another top 10 pick. These guys are simply not making enough of an impact. And then guys like Ozzie Trapillo and Shamar Turner being inactive, these guys need to be impact players. And so far, we simply haven't seen that. But I'll talk more about Ryan Poles in another video. I know a lot of people want to give up right now. Fans are frustrating, and this team is frustrating to watch. Some people want to stop watching or even switch teams. A lot of people who say that don't really mean it, but this fan base is really frustrated right now, and rightfully so. We as fans deserve better. But I do really believe that a breakthrough is coming. It's on the horizon. And when it happens, it's going to be so rewarding for the fans that stuck through it all. I'll also say this, guys. A lot of great head coaches have gotten off to slow starts. In fact, sometimes it helps to build some chemistry in the locker room. You have to go through adversity to find out who the leaders are and what these guys are made of. I think how they respond over the next 4 or 5 weeks will really say a lot about what kind of coach Ben Johnson is. I think this is an exciting time for fans, and I think if the Bears can win on Sunday, we have a chance to win the next 4 games in a row. But I want to know from you guys. I know everyone's down right now, but how do you expect these next 4 games to play out? 3 of our next 4 opponents are nowhere near as good as the Lions are. So let me know in the comments what you expect. Give me your predictions. Maybe we'll revisit this in 4 or 5 weeks and talk about everyone's predictions. Please do me a favor, guys. Like this video, drop a comment for me as well. I have a ton more content on the way. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.